Hello everyone, I welcome you all once again to this channel PRABHAVI Competition Hub, and in this series we are going to continue this particular book, Ghatnachakra UP Public Service Commission. This is preview. This is very important book as far as the UP examinations are concerned. So we have already covered till slave dynasty, and today we are going to cover further dynasties like Khilji dynasty and all. So if you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to this channel and also press bell icon so that you can get the notification of the latest videos which are being uploaded on this channel. So let's begin. Let's move to the target page. So we are around 65th page. Okay. 60 70th page. Okay. Slave dynasty we have already covered. Okay. Next is Khilji dynasty. We are covering Sultanate period. Okay, so we will cover Khilji dynasty and onward. And I would like you to please again request that please do subscribe to the channel. Let's begin with the first question. First question says, which Sultan of Delhi assumed the title of Alexander II? So correct answer will be Alauddin Khilji. He was a great conqueror, and there is a book written on him, his love story related to Padmavat. That book is Padmavat. And there was a controversy when the movie was released on Padmavat. But anyhow, which Sultan of Delhi assumed the title of Alexander? Answer is Alexander II. Answer is Alauddin Khilji. So Alauddin Khilji was an ambitious emperor. He did a lot of conquest, and he expanded the Khilji dynasty. He expanded the Sultanate area in India. So he assumed the title Sikandar Sani, which is second Alexander, and had it imprinted on his coins. He had the ambition to win the entire world and also to introduce a new religion as well. But he abandoned the idea and on the advice of his faithful friend and Kotwal, Allah ul Mulk. See, conquering the whole world is not an easy job. See, Alexander won himself had dreamed of doing this, but he was also restricted in India by Porus and other powers. Although Porus was defeated by him, but he was treated after that defeat. He was again reinstated his state in terms of his valor. Sikandar recognized him as a very important ruler, a very powerful ruler who fought his war valiantly. That is why he gave his empire back. Next question. Assertion and region. Alauddin Deccan expeditions were financial ventures. Reason says he wanted to annex the Deccan states. C. Answer is C, because A is true, R is false. Alauddin's Deccan expeditions were financial ventures. Yes, it is true. He wanted to annex Deccan states. No, he wanted to loot the area. He wanted the kings of Deccan states to accept the suzerainty of Alauddin. So Dr. K.S. Lal has written that the greed of wealth and lust of pride and greed of wealth encouraged Alauddin to attack the states of South, and this is how history evolved. Okay. Next question. The purpose of attacking these states was wealth and victory. There was no intention of interference in their internal policy. So he, after defeating them, he did not annex it to the Delhi Sultanate area. So he did not want the possession of southern states. Thus, assertion is true and reason is false. Third question. Arrange the following conquest of Alauddin Khilji in chronological order. So starting from the first conquest to the last. You have to arrange as per the chronological order. Ranthambore, Gujarat, Warangal, Chittor. Correct answer will be initially the first conquest was of Gujarat, then was of Ranthambore of Rajasthan, then of Warangal of Deccan again, and then no, then not Warangal, then Chittor, then Warangal. Correct answer is D. So the sequence of Alauddin Khilji's victory is Gujarat first in 1219. This is very important. Remember the try to remember the these years also. These years. Ranthambore of 1301 AD, Chittor is of 1303 AD, and Warangal of 1310 AD. Hence, correct option is option number D. Fourth question says that you have to match list 1 to list 2. These are the conquest of Alauddin Khilji's, and these are the rulers of those states who were attacked by him. Ranthambore, uh, um, Devgiri is related to Ranthambore. Chittor is related to Rana Ratan Singh, and the great story of Padmavat emerged from here. Chittor. You might have seen the movie also. Rana Ratan Singh was a very brave king. He fought till his death. So Chittor belonged to Rana Ratan Singh. B is 4. Okay, it is so. A option is eliminated. Then Devgiri, Raja Ramchandra. So C is matched with number 2, Raja Rai Ratan. Then so we have two options. We have already matched. B4, C2. 4 2 is here. The answer will be D. Okay. So these are the correct match. Ranthambore, Hamir Dev was the ruler. Chittor, Rana Ratan Singh was the ruler when Alauddin attacked his kingdom. Then Devgiri, the ruler was Raja Rai Ramchandra, Gujarat, Karnadev. Fifth question, let us see. There are 3 statements related to Alauddin Khilji. You have to choose correct of them. Okay. So he collected revenue by measuring the cultivated land. This is true. He was a very good administrator. Okay, so he collected revenue by measuring the cultivated land. This is absolutely true. He enforced revenue measures in his entire empire. No, this is wrong. The revenue measures were limited to certain areas, especially Delhi and surrounding areas. Not these measures were not enforced in whole of his empire. So option 2 is not correct. Third, he abolished the powers of provincial governors. This is true. So correct answer will be C. 1 and 3 both are correct. Number 2 is not correct. So let us see the explanation. The Lagan system or the revenue system of Alauddin Khilji was not applicable across the states. The system of measuring the lands of peasants and charging taxes, that is Lagan, on them by government employees was limited up to Delhi and nearby parts, those the surrounding areas around Delhi. He was the first ruler who started charging taxes by measuring the land. He so this is important. He was the first ruler. He was the first ruler who started charging taxes by measuring the land. He made a separate department, that is Diwane Mustakharaj, to implement this system, this revenue system. So sometimes the question may be framed on this, that Diwane Mustakharaj was related to which department? So it was related to revenue department, Lagan system. Alauddin had taken away the right to charge taxes from traditional officers like Khut Mukdam Chaudhary. Those were the prevalent officers, those who used to collect the taxes, but he discontinued this system and he took it in his own hand and also abolished their privileges. He started charging on them also. So as a result of which there was no difference between Khut, or that is the landlord, and the Valhar, that is the ordinary farmer. So somehow he tried to eliminate this difference, this particular post, Khut or the landlord, and this was good for farmers. Next question. Assertion and region. Alauddin Khilji introduced price control in Delhi. Definitely, this is absolutely correct statement. Uh, Before him, there were not any regulation in the market. The traders or the shopkeepers used to charge the prices as per their wishes. The price control system was not there, but Alauddin felt it is very important to control the prices so that inflation and the cost can be controlled. Okay, so this is true. Alauddin introduced it, and this was a very good measure. That is why Alauddin is also called a very good administrator. Reason, he wanted to pay lower wages to artisans building his palaces in Delhi. Reason is not correct, but assertion is 100% correct. So our answer is C. A is true, R is not correct, R is false. So basically, Alauddin Khilji introduced this price control system to uh, uh, in the parlance that his soldiers would have been able to, you know, manage their salaries in purchasing the things, because those essentials were also not under control before Alauddin. So he wanted to stabilize the system. He wanted to control the inflation. That is why he introduced this system. So Alauddin Khilji introduced the price control policy. He had appointed the efficient officials for the success of his policy. He appointed Malik Kabul as Sehena, or inspector of the market. Malik Kabul, Sehena, or inspector of the market, and provided him with a large detachment of cavalry and infantry to help him in this work. He gave him extensive authority. He controlled all the merchants and informed the king about fluctuations of price and general situation of market. Barani describes, Barani was a, I think he was a French writer who visited during this period. He described the purpose of market reform to support a vast army. See, to support a vast army against Mongol attacks and to control the potential rebellion by Hindus. He had nothing to do with the paying low wages to the artisans. So correct option is C. That is assertion is correct, reason is not correct. Seventh question, let us see. The attempt of Alauddin Khilji to control the market prices led to agricultural progress? No, this is not related to it. Benefited only nobles, courtiers? No, this is also not correct. Only word has made it incorrect. It was highly successful. This is correct. It was highly successful because the large army which he enrolled to fight with the Mongols were able to purchase the things at very efficient prices, economically accessible prices. So it was highly successful, and also the probable Hindu rebellion regarding the price or economic cost had been avoided. So it was highly successful. So the attempt by Alauddin Khilji to control the market prices was highly successful. Alauddin Khilji measures to control the market prices were one of the most important policy initiative of his reign. Okay, so let us see the next question. See, we have to also go through the some of other some more extensive explanation. Since Alauddin wanted to maintain a vast standing army, he therefore lowered the prices of commodities of daily use. He established a separate market in Delhi. For grain market, there was a separate market for grain market, or called mandi for grain. For cloths, groceries market for cloths, sugar, dry fruit, butter and oil. There was a separate market for horses, slaves and cattle, and again there was a separate market for miscellaneous commodities. So he organized his market policies are very important. As far as if you have to write something about Alauddin Khilji, you will not miss this point, that he was a very good administrator and he introduced economic policy to control market system, price control. To ensure implementation, each market was under the control of superintendent called Sahanai Mandi. Sahanai Mandi, who was assisted by an intelligent officer. Apart from Sahanai Mandi, Alauddin received daily reports of markets from two other important independent sources, that is Barid, who were called also called intelligence officer, and Munhiams, who were called the secret spies. So Barid and Munhiams may be asked in different examinations. Which one of the following kings of medieval India began the public distribution system, or PDS? Very important. The very famous scheme of government of India right now. Now it is called TPDS, Targeted Price Public Distribution System. So this was first time introduced by Alauddin Khilji. The public distribution system was introduced by Alauddin Khilji during Sultanate period. So it has a historical background. Ninth question. Which Sultan of Delhi was the first to charge ghari or house tax? Ghari or house tax was first charged by Alauddin Khilji again. So the two types of taxes implemented by Alauddin Khilji were ghari tax, which was implemented on the houses and huts of the grazing tax, and the grazing tax was on the milk giving animals. So these are the new taxes, where two taxes were introduced by Sultan Alauddin Khilji. 10th question. What was the boundary between the Delhi Sultan and Mongols during the period of Alauddin Khilji after 1306? See, Alauddin Khilji managed very well against the Mongols. He was able to protect his state, his Sultanate areas from the Mongol invasion. So what was the boundary between the Delhi Sultanate period and Mongols during the period of Alauddin Khilji after 1306 AD? So correct answer is Ravi River. Ravi River was the main boundary between the Sultanate area and Mongols. So after 1306 AD, during the period of Alauddin Khilji, Ravi River was the border between Delhi Sultans and Mongols. So in 1306, under the Kavak, Mongol attacked, but on the bank of river Ravi, Malik Kafur, he was himself a kind of slave, very important slave of Alauddin Khilji, and there are references related to Malik Kafur and relationship of Malik Kafur and Alauddin Khilji. He was a kind of slave doing everything, physical activity, physical intimacy was there. Gaji Malik stopped them, hence Ravi became the boundary between them. 11th question, let us see. Which of the following Sultan appointed a special army to protect the boundaries of the empire? Answer is Alauddin Khilji again. A special army against Mongols was appointed by Alauddin Khilji. So Alauddin Khilji took various steps to consolidate his empire. He set up a strong central government and raised a powerful and enormous army to protect his empire, and that is why, to feed these enormous army personals, he introduced a price control policy in Delhi. Delhi market system was introduced. Next, which ruler of Delhi Sultanate declared himself as Khalifa himself? Answer is Mubarak Khilji. Very important question. See, Khalifa of Baghdad was considered to be the religious head of Muslims, but Mubarak Khilji himself called him that I am Khalifa himself, myself, and he was the first Delhi Sultanate Sultan who dared to do this. So after Alauddin Khilji's death, Kutubuddin Mubarak Shah or Mubarak Khilji was imprisoned by Malik Kafur. Later he ascended the throne after getting out of prison. He assumed the title of Al-Inam or Ul-Imam Khilafatullah. He was the only ruler who assumed the title of Khalif himself. So this is the very important question. It may be coming in your paper, maybe यूपी RO एग्जाम में पूछा भी गया था 2016 में. Let us see the next question, 13th one. Whose army was defeated by army of Kakatiya rulers in 1303 at Warangal? Correct answer is Alauddin Khilji की आर्मी को हराया था इन्होंने. So in 1303, the first attempt by Alauddin to conquer Warangal ended in a disaster as the army of Kakatiya dynasty defeated him. The Kakatiya king Pratap Rudradev II raised a well-equipped army, and Alauddin's army, which was led by Fakhruddin Juna and Malik Chajju, was defeated by Kakatiya army. So this was a disastrous attempt for Khilji dynasty for Alauddin conquest, but he consolidated later on and he built up his army. He applied more aggressive sense of approach, and then he conquered Warangal. Next is Tughlaq dynasty. We'll cover it in another video. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.